Hey everybody, it's Marc Gill from Marc's on the Grill. I'm going to sneak in here because, man, we are cramped for space. I'll tell you why. Today we are going to make bourbon chicken. You ever go to the mall and you like walk through the food court? I never miss an opportunity to grab that thing and try that out because there's like 3 more places that are going to let you try it, right? Well, one of the favorites is bourbon chicken. Now, guys, we're going to go old school. We're going to do it homemade. This is probably the most ingredients I've ever had in the history of a Marc's on the Grill recipe. But I'll tell you, in the end, it's going to be worth it because there's nothing better than homemade sometimes. All right, let me tell you what we're going to need for this, all right? All right, so you're going to start with 3 pounds of chicken meat, white breast meat, dark meat, whatever you want to do. Now, you're going to need cornstarch separated, 2 tablespoons in one in the other. You'll see why in a second. Some salt and pepper. You're going to want some canola oil, some minced garlic, a cup of water. You're going to need a half a cup of apple juice. You're going to need a 1/4 cup of bourbon. Starting to get real. Half a cup of chicken broth. You're going to need some light soy sauce. That's 2/3 of a cup. 1/3 of a cup of ketchup, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. You know that stuff that you drink that's supposed to be good for you and makes you cringe? You're going to need a cup of light packed brown sugar, half a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of ground sugar, and a half a teaspoon of red pepper flake. And for the fast fried rice, you're also going to need rice, obviously, a few eggs, some frozen peas, and then I've got some soy sauce and some sesame oil, all right? And today we're going to do it all on the Blackstone range top combo. What a machine that is. All right, so you're going to start with 2 tablespoons of cornstarch in your chopped chicken, and with some rubber gloves on, just get that nice and coated. You're going to want that for when it hits the griddle top. It gets a nice sear and, you know, a little bit of a crunch, not a ton, but a little bit. You don't want it fully breaded, but you want that nice coating. There we go. And now let's fire up that side burner. And then we'll open up the lid and get ready to do this. All right, so now it's time to build our sauce. And we got a nice side burner here. This is the way to go. I love it. So we're going to take that oil and pop that in there and then get our garlic going. Perfect. Bring that down just a little. So now, watch out for splatter here. We're going to start adding the rest of all of our ingredients in here. We've got our water, we've got a little bit of our apple juice, the bourbon, that's what makes it happen. We've got our chicken broth, soy sauce. Oh, now I'm making a mess. A little bit of ketchup in there. There we go for a sweetness. Whoop. Get our brown sugar. Oh, missed it. Let's try it again. Our brown sugar. Apple cider vinegar. And then we've got our ginger, our pepper flakes, and our onion. We're going to save that cornstarch for just a second here. And we're just going to go ahead and get this mixed up. So what you're going to want to do here is you're going to want to bring this to a boil and then let it simmer. And you're going to want to reduce it by about half. So let's go ahead and crank that back up again. And while that is waiting to come to a boil, I'm going to clean up a little. So here's where we're at. We got all of our ingredients in our pan on the side burner. Everything's kind of getting all mixed up and everybody's meeting each other in there. We're going to put a little bit of cornstarch and water in to start that thickening process up. And while we do that, we're going to get our chicken cooking. That should take about 6 to 7 minutes, and we're going to put our rice together. Listen, this is a nice, easy, quick dish, kind of like the stuff you get at the mall. The kids are going to love it. The family loves it. You got to try this one time, guys. Let's put this together. So what that's going to do for you is it's going to act as a thickening agent because we want to make sure that this sauce thickens now as it cooks. So it's pretty much good on its own. We'll let it be just like that. And we are going to start to go and pay attention to that chicken. All right. All right. So guys, as always, oil that grill ears. There we go. Be liberal. I'm not going to tell anybody. There we go. And give it a little bit of a workaround. So now that is where our chicken's going to go. Right like that. All right. Oh, there it is. Playing my song. All right, let's get this all laid out just like that. This will cook pretty quick. We cut it into about 1-inch squares. There we go. Now let that griddle do its work. And we'll go around here and check our sauce. I'll tell you, man, it is nice having all of this outside. No running back and forth, no cooking something ahead of time. It's a joy. Now comes the fun part. So what we're looking here is we're looking for that chicken to get finished about 80% of the way, and then we're going to introduce the sauce into it, okay? So we're about 2 or 3 minutes away here from getting our rice started, all right? Easy peasy, man. This is a nice weeknight dinner. Couldn't be simpler if you buy the bottle of sauce, not if you go with the 300 ingredients. All right, so now what we're going to do, you guys, is we're going to start our rice while the chicken finishes here and we get our sauce added in. It is really starting to thicken up nice. This is really pretty. It's almost what we're looking for. So let's go ahead and get a little more oil on the grill, just like that. And then we're going to need our rice that we cooked ahead of time, make life a lot easier. In the middle of that rice, we're just going to make a little hole like that, because we're doing this the quick and easy way. All right, I don't really mind if one touches the other. Let's go ahead and add those eggs right in the middle like that. All right. Get those all nice and cooked. And while that's happening, we'll go ahead and put in our soy sauce and sesame sauce. There we go. So you want about half the sesame oil as you do soy sauce. So just make a mental note of how much you're dropping in there. Remember, you can always add more. It's very hard to take away. A little bit of the sesame oil, like I said, about half the sesame oil as you would do soy sauce, just like that, and just let it do its thing. All right, so this chicken is getting there, boy. She is really close to wanting that sauce. So as soon as this rice is done, my guess is that we're going to be ready to put that sauce on, because it is looking nice and thick, nice and perfect. We just want to wait until we get a little bit of golden color on our rice here and get all of our egg cooked into it. There we go. All right. Some people ask, do you mix the egg up and then cook it that way? Do you cook it first? Here's the answer. Whatever you want. Let's check our sauce here. Oh yeah, this is nice. See what that cornstarch is doing, right? It's acting as a thickening agent, so this is really going to stick to that chicken when it cooks on. Oh, that's nice. That's going to glaze up perfectly. So let's go ahead and get our bowl ready for the rice here. How are we looking? How are we looking? We're looking good. Everything's looking good. Here comes that char. That's always what we're waiting for, man. It doesn't get in the car until I see that char. How about that? That's not going to catch on. There we go. How are we looking here? Beautiful. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Really, really nice. All right, so for the last little bit of this, we're going to crank it all up. There we go. Oh, as a last step to the rice, that's when you want to add things like peas, anything delicate. You don't want that cooking and getting mushy the whole way through. So let's go ahead and add our peas now. Get those all worked in. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Listen, man, it doesn't always have to be hamburgers and hot dogs. Doesn't always have to be Philly cheesesteaks and fish sandwiches, man. You can really have some fun if you kind of step outside your comfort zone and trying new things on the grill, man. That's what keeps it fun, interesting, and new all the time. So let's go ahead and bring that over the sauce. All right, let's go ahead. Oh, no! We had a malfunction at the junction. Anybody who grew up in Western Canada, any of my friends out there, just had a serious flashback with that one. The malfunction junction. I love it. I'm not even going to tell you what it is. Okay, there's our rice. Perfect. We'll flatten that out. We can get the bourbon chicken right on top. So now let's see how we're doing here. Yep. So there's the char that we want to see, just like that. And our sauce is beautiful. So here's what we're going to do. Now this is where you want to be careful, because everything you're working with now is really hot, including the pan that you've been cooking with. So let's go ahead, make sure that we're covered there. There we go. Oh yeah. Now you are looking for this to caramelize, so remember, be patient, let it do its work. Now we're going to go ahead and add the rest of our sauce. And just keep working that sauce back into the chicken. That's all you want to do. Keep working that sauce back into the chicken. It's going to continue to thicken up because of our cornstarch. Soon as those sugars start to burn and caramelize and that brown sugar goes to work, so does everybody see what's happening here? Does everybody understand what's going on? All of that sugar hit the heat of that griddle, man, and it is starting to burn, to caramelize, to crystallize, and that's what's going to give us that deep, rich brown flavor, man. Oh, and it smells so good. Oh yeah, look at this. This is gonna get thicker and thicker and thicker. I love it. I'll tell you, it is easier buying that sauce out of a bottle, but there is something satisfying, man, when you put it all together and you taste it for that first time, and you're like, man, I cooked that. I did that. And you know what I love about the recipes we do here on Marc's on the Grill? You can do this. Everything you see on this show, you can do it. Everybody can do it. We keep these recipes simple and easy. I know there was a lot of ingredients in there, but once you get them mixed together, not much going on, right? But the end result of what we like to bring you on this show is just fast, simple meals that your family's gonna love, that makes it easy to get together and really easy to love your equipment, no matter what you got. Whether you got griddles, whether you got kettle grills, whether you got smokers, whether you got big green eggs, whether you love Weber, whether you love whatever, it really doesn't matter. Take hold of that equipment, learn it, let it tell you its little secrets, and man, just start creating on it, because that is what summer grilling and entertaining is all about. All right, guys, get on in here, man. We are done. This is about as perfect as it's going to get. So let's go ahead, so we don't make a big mess, in little batches. Let's get it here and put it right over our rice. I keep saying this is an absolutely perfect meal for the middle of the week. Just get them all fed, get them all happy. And just like that mall experience, guys, there is a homemade, awesome, flavorful, tasty bourbon chicken that you can make with, you know, honestly, most of that stuff is sitting in people's fridges, just a matter of putting it all in the right order. So let me go ahead and put this over here. And now, before we go away, I got to try this. Oh, hello, sir. Welcome to the mall. Would you like to try one of our samples? What do you think? They seem to enjoy it. Happy shopping. How fun is that? All right, my turn. All right, here we go. Smells right. It's got the right consistency. I mean, the sauce looks perfect, exactly like they get there, and they're nice and thick. Oh. Wow. That's perfect. And I was wrong about the bottle. Okay, I know you're holding the camera here. You got to try this. All right. This is amazing. I never made this before. It's absolutely outstanding. Here we go. I'll try that. It's shocking, isn't it? That is so good. Guys, thanks so much for joining us for this recipe. I really loved making this with you. You got to try this at home. Like I said, you can simplify it with the bottle of sauce, or try it from scratch, man. That's as good as it gets. My name's Marc Gill. This is Marc's on the Grill. I hope you had a good time. We will see you next time around.